All right. This is where we left off last time. So I'm gonna continue.
Pay attention.
Yep. That's what I'm gonna do. All right. Let's see this. Runtime error at 147. So let's go over there. All right. Self.y over here. Field y a table value. All right. So we were calling that from over there. I just got to run this command. Hang on one sec. All right, yeah. Definitely want caps off. Okay, now we're ready to go. All right, huge splash particles. Add explode particle, okay. X in it, Y in it, 30, and 1. One up update, one up explode, animate all the particles. Over here, we're updating, and then we're drawing all the one up particles. So I thought we would be adding more particles over here. Add explode particle. All right. Okay. So we gotta finish this, take care of that over here somehow. Let's take a look at splash particle. Find it. Add explode particle. Okay. So X is X in it. Okay, that makes sense. Y in it. 30 is just a, I needed something for the radius direction. And then T in it. All right, so how did we call this the other time though? Hey, what's going on? Hi. X, Y, R, and then direction. T in it. Okay. So where do we call this? Again, add explode particle. Raindrop, and then over here. Yeah, same here. Just, trying to finish the level. Explode particle. Where else do we call that explode particle? Explode particle. Okay, so we have a T in it. We have an offset that I guess that's a global that we change. All right, and then we gotta find out where we call that one. Draw one up explode. Okay. One up X, one up Y, radius 0 and 0. And we're trying to use 1 and 1, so maybe that's the problem. We need 0 and 0 over here. Alright, we'll see if that fixes it. Because otherwise, it looks like it should work. Wop wop. Sounds like a, Pac-Man sound. Okay, attempt to perform arithmetic on field Y a table value. Okay, so let's take a look at this. Right over here. X in it, Y in it, R in it. Yeah. So this is the draw issue. So we're not hitting this until, okay, so it says draw huge splash. Draw line 389, draw line 912, so it's actually hitting it right over here. It says 190, but it's really 193 over here. And then, it says, let's see. Yeah, X in it, Y in it, huge splash. All right, P set. Attempt to perform arithmetic on field Y, a table value. Do we have something that's removing all of the things right now, so they're being removed before they're being called? Unless this is happening. Yeah, that's probably it. Draw huge splash is getting called in draw, and we're not allowed to call update before draw because it deletes it, and then we're trying to call draw on the thing that had just been deleted. So that's probably what's happening. So we have to call this separately. So this can happen over here, but this thing can't happen over here. Draw huge splash. So let's see how draw huge splash is called. All right, it's called if huge splash equals 0. And then this thing, is there a huge splash and stage control? All right, if self.y huge splash equals 1 over here, so that's an update solve. Okay. So I'm thinking over here, we just have another update thing. That happens in update. I guess all the way at the bottom of update. I'm just trying to think about how to put it on the right spot. Okay, yeah, I just need some more vertical space over here. Okay, so if it is update, okay, so it starts with overlay state is, yes, definitely have to fix line 147. Overlay state is 0. Overlay state is 1. Overlay state is 2. Okay, I think the overlay state, oh no, that's the overlay state is going to be after that. So I think that its overlay state is 1. So we want to put this over here. Well, not that one. We want to put yeah, that's the add one up explode. So we need add one up explode. Draw one up explode. Add explode particle. Okay, so that's the problem. Oh, okay. So we need to add explode particle. Draw a huge splash. Here it is. So we need that over here. If huge splash equals 1, and then this has to be update because we're in the update function. And then over here, what's happening is we were calling update then draw. The problem is if we updated and we were above 20, then there would be nothing to, so then you would have deleted it and then that thing doesn't exist anymore. So you're calling draw to something that doesn't exist. I think that's what was happening. But the error message didn't make much sense. Let's see if let's see if I guessed right. Nope. For the arithmetic outfield y table value. Okay, so that probably wasn't the problem. Explode particle, x in it, y in it, r in it, direction, t in it. So, all right. So the first issue is, so it's not saying that x is a problem. It's saying that y is a problem. And then we're calling draw huge splash. So huge splash. X in it and Y in it. Self dot X. There we go. Wow, that was a difficult bug to find. A comma instead of a period. Whew. So the other way we had it probably would have worked then. I think I'm going to go back and change that if this works though, which I think it is going to. There you go. Okay, so that was it. Then we need an explosion sound like. That was it. Just a comma and a period. So where was that thing over here? Oh, there it is. Okay, so then we could do this one. OP update. Change that over there, and then over here we could get rid of all this, which we don't actually, hopefully won't need. And now let's test that to see if it worked. Yeah, comma instead of a period. That was it. Okay. So now, huge splash particles is less than 3. All right, so maybe we do 4, or unless 3 was like the limit. And then it chugs the CPU over there. I wonder if we could do something about the CPU chugging at the end, because it works fine for the other one, but yeah, I like I like how it looks with 4, but I don't like that CPU chugging at the end. So I'm not sure how to stop that from happening. We could do it with maybe a lower value over here, like 10. One thing we could try. Yeah. I'll have to think about that. Let's draw the explosion sound, or let's draw the splash sound. It's got to sound like a little bit water, a lot of explosion, I guess. So I think we were up to number 14 when we looked at it last time. Right, and then we need 15. We need a explosion sound. So if we just go with this, this is probably going to sound really bad. So I think we're going to have to lower the volume and before we even start. And we didn't have anything drawn over there. Sounds awesome for like a. I'm gonna call. Hang on one sec. Just working on something. Let's close that. Try that again. All right, well, we'll try it over here. You'll see this in a sec. Or not. Let's see this. All right. That's really loud. Hang on one second. There we go. I was trying to answer. Okay, let's see. Oh, there you are. All right. You want to join in? All right. Hang on. I'm trying to get you in over here. Oh, so where do you hear me from, though? Okay. Okay. Can you? All right. Can you still hear me? Cool. I think there was a problem with my camera. Yeah. No, I had it ringing, and it was like trying to call, but I was trying to like answer it, but I was like, I have like a better way of showing this. Okay, let's see. All right, maybe I could delete this one. Okay, I think I got this now. All right, F11. They look cool. Yeah, there you go. Now you get a better view into this. Okay, so I'm trying to W window mode T. Nope. There we go. Escape for T. Nope. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, actually, wait. I think that you might not be able to hear yourself now. Oh,
Did
there we go.
anyways.
Okay, now you're on. Okay. All right. So Lynn81 says it was louder than the other sounds, and I can hear you. And she says I can hear you on Twitch.
How about this?
Is that like a yeah? It's a Coke commercial right there.
I was telling Lynn 81, so this was like a conversation from a long time ago, but I am pretty convinced, and I guess this could kind of go back to the thing that you know, like the skill that you have no evidence to prove that whether you could do it or not, but you're pretty convinced you could do it. I think I would make a fine beverage commercial actor. I think I have a very refreshed look when I drink. I look like my thirst is being quenched.
All right. There we go. Exit. And now I think the typing is above your face, so we can try to get rid of that a little bit. Nope. Don't want to do that one. And now over here. All right, there we go. So now our faces are on the same level, and I'll just temporarily disable showing the keys. Okay, so now we're both on the stream. We're good. Cool. All right, now we're ready to get continue. That it does look really refreshing.
So my beverage of the day is I don't know if you can see this. It's a Lagunitas. It's a hazy memory.
Ah.
It's an IPA. They give a pronunciation guide that says Lagunitas. Let's see how much alcohol is in this. It is 8%. So cool and refreshing beverage.
I had a 4-point-something% earlier tonight.
Is that something to be proud of, or?
I don't know. I'm just making conversation. Let's see. Probably get a few of these in here. Oh, that's why.
So what are you up to right now? Before I get into my nonsense.
I'm trying to make a cool explosion sound. That's pretty much it. Like it's got to sound like a water drop exploding. I don't know if you saw this, but I need a sound effect that goes along with something like this.
Actually, I can't. Hold on. So, like, if I unmute this.
Oh, so you can't hear the desktop audio?
No.
And that's true.
Because I would hear like a delay in my voice.
All right. Well, how do we do this then?
All right. I'm not going to say anything, and you just do it again.
Okay. Alright, so I'm just playing this right now. And you'll see like the end of the level. This is all the way at the end of the level. So that's it. And we need an explosion sound that goes along with that. We also need to
Oh,
get
I
the
get it.
CPU
So that's
usage.
so that's like the end of the level.
Yeah, end of the level. And now you can mute yourself again. And I'm working on the sound.
Why did you need the?
Uh,
You should have went with the splash thing.
no, you're gonna splash when you hit the water. It's like, so I needed like one sound as you're falling, and the other one when you splash. But I'm not, you know.
Yeah. Okay. So a couple of things. So I feel like once you reach the end of the level, maybe you should like. Can you make the music like either like fade away, and there's like a few seconds of silence, and then all you hear is that.
I think that's what happens.
Or
Uh, it's close. I'm not 100% there yet, but I'm getting there. Yeah. The other one was. I feel like the square wave.
it has to sound, but it has to sound a little juicy, like there's like water.
Yeah, like.
It has to sound like a hybrid of water and explosion.
Yeah, yeah. I was just saying that. You're taking the words right out of my mouth. All right, let's see how this.
So like again, I guess it keeps going like more and more. Like the inspiration is Mega Man.
I don't know.
I mean, as far as like sounds and like all that kind of stuff.
I mean, I like Mega Man. They're both blue. Kind of works. It's a good game.
So yeah, because like before, I was not like at the end of the level, I wasn't really understanding the perspective. It almost seemed like you were gonna go through, like you were gonna go through into the dirt.
Yeah. So going through into the dirt. I wanted to talk to you about that because I was on the list of my things to talk about. Draw tree, right? So the idea originally was you're gonna fall down, and then after you're falling through over here. You're gonna hit the dirt, and then you're gonna like kind of sink into the water, and it's gonna have this like pattern of going through the dirt and then into the roots of the tree, and then like the tree is gonna grow or something, and the tree is gonna grow or something like that. So it's like you're falling down over here this way, going through the
Where's the tree coming out of?
like kind of right on I guess on the right hand side or the left hand side. So like you're falling down and then you fall down. Then there's like lines through the dirt and then.
All right, so this is gonna be hella 8-bit, hella 8-bit.
So that's what I was thinking, but I don't know how to draw a tree, and I feel like drawing the tree. Well, there's three things that I feel like that are a problem. One, drawing the tree is going to be very difficult. Two, I'm running out of sprite space. Right? Where am I going to draw this tree from?
Will you gain sprite space if you undraw things?
Yeah, I could, but and I could like kind of.
No, like I mean, is it like you just have X amount of space for all the sprites that you could have, whether you show them or not, or is it like you gain more sprite space if you get rid of things?
No, this is all the sprite space that we have. So we have everything on the 0 tab or over here, which we could rearrange stuff and maybe clear some space out.
No, because what I was thinking is that maybe you can make the stage flash, it fades to black, and then you draw like this green line that's kind of just like going down, so kind of tracing like the roots, and then the tree grows. But since it's dark, it could be basically like a black tree. It could be like a happy tree, like Bob Ross style.
Mm-hmm. I see what you're saying. So like instead of this
It just
drop,
like flashes.
yeah, that's what I was
Like,
thinking, something like that. I was thinking that. I was thinking. The water like just runs through a little bit over here. Let me let me get my pointer out. There we go.
because
So here, so
what I was kind of
yeah.
thinking about, because you remember that scene I showed you from Castlevania 2,
Hmm.
where like they like in the background, like the trees were super kind of like black looking.
Yeah.
So kind
So
of like that, but in the forefront. But so if you make like the whole stage, almost like I mean, it makes no like logical sense, but almost like the power went out, like the whole city's power goes out.
but
Uh,
the water is around and it's enough to to go in, to provide water for the tree, then the tree grows. So I was thinking, the first thing I was thinking was the water goes through, down to like a root over here, like it goes
Why'd you?
like through a
On a side
channel.
note, why'd you want so much dirt?
We could have less dirt. I'm
I'm thinking more water.
okay. I feel like the art is like the hardest. The art was the hard is the was and is the hardest part for me. So let me quit out of here first. All right, and then let me save this what I have, and then let's edit this dirt. So you're thinking more water than dirt. So let's
Yeah,
draw.
make it like a. It doesn't look like a lake as of right now. Make it slopier, slopey. It's too straight.
Okay,
Scoop more, scoop, spoon. Make it like a U.
like that.
Yeah, but go down a little more. Yeah,
Like
stair. Like no, keep it the stairs, but go down a little bit more. A little more. Yeah, I think that might be. I mean, I think that's where it is.
all right.
You could probably put a little bit more dirt, but basically that,
Oh yeah, or I could like chop off some more.
and just like mirror it on the other side.
It's probably gonna look like super messed up.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it's only gonna look like that on the one side though.
Ah, there we go. That was what the problem was. Okay, you can see where I'm repeating over here.
Oh, that so now it look like dirt teeth. I see. I thought. Oh, so you were just repeating it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Never mind. Can you undo that? Or you have to, or you kind of screwed it up
Let's
and
see. Let's see if I can undo. All right, I think that's it. I don't know. Let's see how it looks. Okay, so we're back to original. All right. See ya. Thanks for hanging out.
good
Bye.
night.
Yeah. So what? I'm running out of space over here. Obviously, I was like, all right, I'm gonna need to save some more space for more sprites and stuff. So, um, so that's how I was like, okay, need this much, of tree, so I could replicate this one as the tree, as the grass and stuff like that. Then this one is gonna, there's gonna be one on this side, and then we flip it for one on the other side, and then over here we do the rest of the lake, and then this sprite is either this one, this one, this one, or this one, and we switch, and that's the sparkling of the water, the shimmering of the water. Yeah, the sparkling of the water, and that's how we get to something like that. We caught it in mid shimmer or mid
Yeah,
sparkle.
there's not enough water. Could you like, I don't know if you
Make
could
it deeper.
yeah, or like if you could like just take that sprite and just duplicate it right below it. Would that work?
I could draw underneath it. Hang on. Let's see how this looks before we start messing with it anymore. But we could like redesign it and make another, like just copy it over and make an additional sprite. So there's more water, but it's kind of like there's no slope there, like you were saying.
It's better.
So we could try to make it more slopey. We could do is we could take
Slope it up.
this part of it. We'll need another one of these, another block like this, or yeah, similar block like this, but right next to it. Copy that, paste that over here, and then it's not going to look like that. It's going to look like it's going to look like this. It's not going to have this over here. This is going to be all blue. Hang on. Okay, and then it's going to slope down a little bit more. It's going to have some of the dirt. I think that's a level, right? We chopped away a little bit of the dirt, and then it's going to have some dirt over here. No, that's too high. There we go. It's going to look like that. And what is this, 198? Okay, so let's save that. And now if we load it up over here, Tabby. All right, where is the SPR 190? Okay, here we go. So it's right over here. So we're doing 193. All right, and now we got to add 8 to this. 24 plus 8 is 32. And that's going to be 198. And that one's going to be, 13. But now this one is going to be cloud token, water sparkle. We're at 32 over here, so we got to decrease that to, we got to increase this side, which is going to decrease the amount of sparkling we're doing. Which we could probably get rid of one of these actually also. 32 plus 8 is 40. Yeah, we're just gonna see how that looks for starters. But then I want to get rid of one of these things up here. So this I'm only gonna need 4 of those. I think I'm still gonna need all of those also. And then all the way at the top. This thing.
So do you title like every one of your videos?
I started to. It's a lot easier when I export them to YouTube.
Yeah. Although we've come to the middle of the end of the road.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. Edit stream info. Middle of the end of the level. Almost. the end of the level. There we go. Yeah, I have to title that differently. Otherwise, then they show up as like the same thing on YouTube, and I like get confused as to which one I exported and which one I haven't. There's a really easy like YouTube exporter that they have built in, or I don't have to like. First, I was like, oh man, I'm gonna have to download it and then upload it to YouTube. But now there's like a thing where it just exports it behind the scenes, like Twitch sends it to YouTube.
Yeah. Did I sound just like Boyz II Men?
You did.
Sure.
I thought I was listening to that, the track, you know, right on a CD.
So I was have you watched any of those like versus things?
No, which what versus things?
Do you know what I'm talking about? It's like versus, like VURZUZ, I believe. It's like these Instagram live things where they get like, at first it was just like mostly rappers or like producers.
Mhm.
So it was like Timbaland versus Swiss Beats, and they would just go hit for hit or beat for beat as like a form of like friendly competition type thing. But they've been doing it since like the quarantine, and like they actually started incorporating like other people. So last Sunday they had some R&B legends do it. Why is there that gap there?
Looks like I'm missing something.
Yeah, it looks better though, because the thing was, it was too straight and it was too shallow. It looked like it wasn't really falling in the water. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And so that's what I was trying to like mitigate. But all right. So think of like R&B singers that are kind of about on the same level as each other, that kind of like battled. Who do you think they were? I'll give you a hint. So the week before they did Brandy versus Monica.
Oh, that's what they were talking about. I didn't understand that at all.
Yeah. So that was.
I saw that on Twitter. I was like,
yeah,
why are they talking about Brandy and Monica?
It was like a series where like every week or whatever. I don't know if it's weekly, but you know, they would find people who are about on the same level as each other, and so like if they were both alive, like you could see like Michael Jackson versus Prince or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Like, so Monica, Brandy, they're about on the same level, right? And they did a collaboration together. The Boy Is Mine, right? So, but they went back a little bit. They went a little classic. So who do you think they got? It was R&B.
No idea.
Oh, come on, just like
I don't know any R&B singers, producers, and you know.
I'm trying to think of. No, the problem with R&B singers is a lot of them are dead, aren't they? Like Michael Jackson versus Prince would be awesome.
That just got really depressing really quickly.
Yeah. All right, fine. I'll just tell you. It was Gladys Knight versus Patti LaBelle. And then, which was cool. I like me some Midnight Train to Georgia.
Oh, wait. So I think there was another one. There was another thing that I saw. It was Gladys Knight, Patti LaBelle, Dionne Warwick, like three of them.
Yeah, no, that's what I was gonna get to.
Yeah,
you kind of spoiled it. So yeah, well, Patti. So you know you're familiar with Gladys Knight and Patti LaBelle, right?
Somewhat familiar, maybe.
So Gladys Knight was like Motown, Gladys Knight and the Pips, right? Midnight Train to Georgia.
I know that song. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's probably one of her most famous songs, Midnight Train to Georgia.
Okay.
All right, then Patti LaBelle, she is most famous for Lady Marmalade.
Yes, I remember that one. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was her, the original, not the one with like Christina Aguilera and shit.
Yeah, I remember I'm familiar with the difference.
Yeah, and then also Patti LaBelle. Also, I think she sells her pies at Walmart. She has apparently like a pretty. It's like the Popeye's chicken sandwich of sweet potato pies. Does that analogy make sense to you at all?
Popeye's chicken sandwich with sweet potatoes. Well, there's Popeye's chicken sandwich. There's also
No, but there
there's
was a lot.
probably.
It was sold at Walmart. There was a lot of hype surrounding the pie.
Oh, okay. No, I wasn't aware of the pie.
Yeah, but and so like Gladys Knight was just like a pro's pro. Well, she went through the Motown system, so you know she's a pro.
Hmm.
Just like Stevie Wonder is like a pro. Like they're just pros. But like Patti LaBelle was like on full on diva mode. She just like kept like changing her shoes and shit. She was mad because like she can't remember her lyrics and her teleprompter guy was messing up. And so she wasn't fully singing. And I think she was more than a little drunk, but anyways, then they had a special guest. They had Dionne Warwick. And do you remember the Dionne Warwick psychic hotline?
No.
What? So you only remember Miss Cleo?
Yeah, a little bit.
I'm not saying that you called it. I'm just saying you remember them commercials.
Commercials, yeah, I remember the
Yeah.
commercial. Yes.
Yeah, where you had back in what was that, the 90s?
Mm-hmm.
We were really into psychics back then. It was a less enlightened time, I suppose. So for all you like millennials and younger, you Zoomers out there, all one of you apparently, but like
Yeah.
there was a time in the 90s where if you needed life advice, you couldn't Zoom your therapist. Also, I don't think going to therapy was as cool back in the 90s as it is now.
Yeah, people weren't as cool with it.
Well, we weren't cool with a lot of things. It was weird in the 90s. I'm going to go on a random ass 90s tangent.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
here's some things as an elder millennial. Or is that an insult, Abe? I don't know.
Gather round, children.
Gather around. The elder millennial is speaking. We're like in a village.
Yeah.
It's like it's the elder millennial. And I just come out with my beard and my cane and just gather around, children. At one point in time, when I was a boy, things weren't as enlightened, let's say, as they were now.
It was a dark age.
It was a dark age. So,
Much like medieval Europe.
So instead of Zooming your therapist, you call the psychic.
Psychic hotline. It's like, was there an alchemist?
It's like on the phone. For how much was it? Wasn't it like $3 a minute or something stupid?
Yeah, it was something like that.
He's like, "Do you mean like adult friend finder?" No. He's like, "No, you didn't even get that much. You just called a psychic." Actually, I don't even know if they even know about adult friend finder.
Yeah, that's an internet site, but that's like pre 2000, or that's like right around 2000.
It's okay. What did the psychic say? I don't know. I never called, but I imagine it's no different than what your horoscope would say. Can't you get your horoscopes for free? Yes. But can you get your horoscope read by Dionne Warwick? Now that's the question. And then other things. Did you know it was like pulling teeth to get people to wear condoms in the 90s? It was so bad that TLC had to like pin condoms to their jeans to get people to wear condoms. Or like secondhand smoke was how you made friends outside.
Yep. That was the 90s.
Do you like my summary of the 90s? Wearing a seatbelt was optional.
Yeah. I mean, there was even cars around there that didn't. There was cars on the road that didn't even have seatbelts, I think.
Yeah, My mom used to like, because I'd always sit in the front seat when I was a kid,
Hmm.
and I didn't always wear a seatbelt. I don't know, like maybe this is something that I shouldn't admit, and maybe will get me canceled if I decide to run for political office or something. But like,
Well, I mean, you're saying it and it's recorded, so what's the worst that could happen?
yeah, no, I mean they could find it, and but like I didn't like really like start wearing a seatbelt regularly until like I started driving. I don't know why that I felt like I needed to be more safe driving than I did when I was a passenger. But that was like a thing.
My driving instructor in the '90s, late '90s, uh, he was saying um, they added seatbelts and accidents went up, but the accidents were less deadly. So what they found was that people would drive, people wouldn't drive as safe uh, if they were wearing seatbelts. So they would drive more safe, if they weren't wearing seatbelts, because it was like more dangerous that they had to like really pay attention and be careful. So then they were
Well,
saying, why don't you have like a spot? I guess then the kids in the class were like, bless you.
sorry, sorry,
That's all
sorry.
right.
Yeah, no, I managed to mute in time.
Yeah, awesome. That's a win over here.
Yeah.
Uh, you could have like a spike right in front of the steering wheel. Just drive like that. Um,
So, like, was there like this inner stunt double? I mean, yeah, stunt driver that was in our heads. Like, I don't understand that logic. I mean,
what do you mean?
so, but he wasn't. So he wasn't saying that you shouldn't wear seatbelts. He was just saying that there was this correlation between the rise in accidents
Hmm.
and the rise in seatbelts.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, there was probably a lot of other factors at play. Maybe there's more cars on the road. Like,
Yeah,
maybe,
that's true.
yeah, maybe there
More.
our stat finding got better. Like I
Hmm.
don't know.
Yeah, yeah. Anyway, that's one of the things
Oh,
that he was saying.
I thought you were gonna say your driving instructor was like you put your seatbelt on. He was like pussy.
No, I
Take
think this
that.
is like the driver's. I think
He's
this is
like
a
take it.
driver's ed teacher.
He's like take that shit off. And I'm not trying to use gendered language. I was embodying a hypothetical person from the '90s
Yeah, exactly. There you go. The person.
using gendered language.
Yeah, person from the '90s. That's exactly what they would say. You were trying to be a '90s authentic, and that's the type of stuff that they would say in the '90s.
Yeah, I don't feel like if Abe put his seatbelt on during driver's ed, he was less of a man.
They didn't have driver's ed, like they didn't have cars in driver's ed. It was just like a class, like a regular whatchamacallit, um a regular only, only the informational knowledge part of driving, none of the practice. They expected you to practice on your own.
Yeah, you had to like pay extra. I took like a driving class.
But they didn't offer it as part of the class though, like the school.
No,
Like,
no.
yeah, yeah, you had to like separately go get a driving instructor. Whereas like as far as the Wonder Years led me to believe that there would be a driving instructor.
Or what about or Saved by the Bell? They had like a
Yeah,
go. They had like a go kart
yeah, there you go.
in the class. Do you remember that episode?
No,
You don't like. It was
90s,
like
more 90s stuff.
yeah. It was. I think it was like Zach Morris was struggling to drive, but
Hmm.
like AC Slater, because he was a military brat from Germany, he was like a pro. I never understood AC Slater's character on a side note, because that dude was clearly Mexican, but he was from like Germany. Did they try to like pass him off for white,
I don't know.
or they just like left him like racially ambiguous?
Yeah. I mean, that was something to do at the time, you know.
Like they just didn't address anybody's race, and like same deal. Like Zach Morris is clearly not 100% white. He's definitely half Asian. I knew it since I was a little kid, and then Wikipedia came on the scene and confirmed it for me.
Well, there you go.
He's like Indonesian or something. He's like Keanu Reeves' cousin. Actually, I don't know if he's Keanu Reeves' cousin, but they're both Indonesian, or at least part Indonesian. Yeah, or like let's see what other things happened in the 90s. Yeah, like my dad used to like smoke in the car when I'm in the car, and my brother was in the car with the windows rolled up, and that was just a thing. There was no secondhand smoke.
I think we'd always open the window, but my dad would use the cigarette lighter. An actual, you push it in, it heats up, it
Yeah,
glows. You take it out, it's like you could light a cigarette without having to actually light anything up. It was like you're, in the future or something.
and it made that kind of awesome like lighting up sound.
I just remember him taking it out. It was glowing red. It was pretty cool.
Yeah. Funnily enough, I've actually haven't seen very many instances where somebody dropped it.
Oh yeah, like
Like
in the movies, every
comedy
movie,
yeah.
comedy, everything, like horror movie, comedy movie, everything around the 80s and 90s was
And
like,
it always like fall on your crotch, and you're just like, But like, I've actually never seen that happen.
well, it's super hot, like you come like, you're holding it by the plastic, right? It's like super hot. You go anywhere near that thing, you're getting burnt immediately. So everybody's like super careful with it.
Yeah, no, but people would like light their cigarettes while driving. I don't know. I just never seen that happen. Have you?
No, it was always on a straightaway. You'd be like driving
Yeah,
straight,
you
not
just
really
push it.
turning,
You would like push
push
it
it
in.
in.
You hear it pop.
Well, we spent a lot of time in the car because we took a lot of road trips and everything.
Yeah, but
So,
you push it in. You probably heard that distinctive popping out.
ding, yeah,
They
grab it.
I guess the way it was made too is like you have to grab it before you pull it out, so you can never like touch like any part that's hot.
Yeah,
And maybe in like maybe the older models, and maybe we were just driving in newer cars and nobody had a car from like the 70s or something.
or
Yeah,
50s.
yeah,
Yeah,
we at least had cars from like the 80s.
or yeah, late
Or maybe like a brand new 1992.
yeah, late 70s, early 80s. That's the cars that we were driving in the 90s.
The car ranges, yeah.
Hmm.
But then again, I mean, it did also feel like people didn't feel as much of a need to buy a brand new car back then.
I don't know if they don't
I
know
don't
it
know.
now.
Maybe I'm just making that up, but it feels like people replace things more often than they used to.
Yeah, I see that. Um,
I mean, to be fair, there weren't like a ton of things you wanted to replace like that.
mhm.
Like you weren't gonna replace your phone, like your landline phone. It's not like, oh shit, there's the new Siemens. Like yo, I don't know. Yo, did you see the new Siemens at Sears? It's like you just
Panasonic. That was
yeah,
the that was
or
the, that
or,
was that
or
was the brand for whatchamacallit,
I had
cord
a
cordless
yeah
phones.
no because
So,
I didn't get a cordless phone until like then like I was in high school, so like late 90s, early 2000s,
mhm.
and I got a Motorola one. Remember like Motorola had like the cordless phones that look like the iMacs, like the old iMacs with like the translucent like neon like plastic. No, that wasn't Motorola. That was VTech. Remember VTech?
VTech still makes phones.
Yeah, the VTech
Can I?
phones.
I could almost find you a VTech phone. that doesn't work anymore somewhere around here. No, I don't have it, but almost. I could almost find you one.
But I mean, like it does kind of feel like people like when it cut like cars, for instance, like it feels like people don't want to necessarily own their car anymore. Because
But
remember,
this
I
is
felt
like
like
pre.
yeah, I felt like at one point in time, weren't people telling you to never lease your car?
Yeah, now it's like even people that do buy cars are like, well, it depends, you know.
Yeah,
Before it
no,
was like you never want to do it.
I feel like if you're like the type of person that wants to have a new car constantly, then leasing is the way to go, right?
Hmm.
Because you're gonna replace it before it's like you're never gonna get to the point that you pay it off. So you're just gonna like replace it, right?
Uh, I think it depends on how, it right now it depends on how much you drive, I think. Like if you drive past a certain number of mileage, depending on where the job is, then then that's going to determine whether you want to buy it, whether you like you're not going to be able to lease. They have to buy the car if you commute if your commute is like over however many miles. It's not even if it's over an hour. If it's like over what is it? If it's over like 30 miles each way, then you can't because you'll
Yeah, I mean,
run past the
well,
mileage.
you can't go on road trips. I guess you should like rent a car or whatever.
Yeah, you can't go on road trips. You can't like commute past a certain mileage, whatever it is, 30 miles or something like that. Um, there's a few things that why you can't lease.
Yeah,
But and it also depends on what what kind of car you're trying to lease. Like if it's a car that's like known to be not reliable past a certain age, then you definitely want to
yeah,
lease it because after that age it's just going to break down anyway.
yeah. I mean, because don't you don't have to. Are you responsible for your own repairs?
Uh,
I
for a
know that
lease, I mean,
I know there's like mileage limits.
yeah, for a lease, but they usually sell it with service packages.
Yeah,
Yeah, see, we went. So elder
no,
millennials talking. We went
no,
from
but I mean,
growing up in the '90s to grown up problems like, oh man, do I lease or buy? Does it come with a service package? It comes with like a service package where the first like however X number of oil changes are free because the only thing that you have to really do for like a 3-year-old car is like change the oil and whatever else needs to be changed, like the wipers, the tires, and
yeah,
maybe the
yeah, yeah.
radiator fluid, like a couple of times. But you don't really need to do that many things for a new car,
But like, no, but like the question is
ideally.
like, yeah, no, but the question is, it's like, I don't know, like, there's like a lot of I'm blanking on some of the companies, but like, what is ownership exactly? It's like it's but before like in the '90s, that was like a very philosophical question. But like, I don't know, like, what is ownership? You know what I mean? Like we'll just stay with cars. Like, what would it mean to own a car? I mean, like once you pay it off after however long it takes you to pay it off, you
Hmm.
own it. But usually by the time you pay it off, depending on how well you take care of your car, you don't have that many years left with your car, right?
So there's this what is it? It's like, okay, so you pay it off, and I think it's the lease terms go up to like 60 months of a lease. Right, so that's 5 years. It takes you 5 years to pay off a car. Um, there's this like you buy a new car, you're making payments on it, you don't really have any repairs, and then there's a sweet spot of between like 5 and 10 years or something like that, where you're done paying it off, but you don't have to make many repairs on it until it gets to that age where you have to start making repairs, and maybe that only lasts for 3 years or something like that. Then you got to start, you know, making repairs on it. I don't know. We got another viewer. Maybe they can reply in the chat of it's like you guys are wrong. This is how you
It's like you're just making shit up right
yeah.
now.
But in our defense, we had an entire show, pretty much 2 seasons worth. But we were like one season because we tried to do 52. 52 episodes was a season, but we had an entire show with 20 viewers. Every single episode got 20 viewers at least. So some people liked it, and we would just make shit up all the time. It was like an entire show of bullshitting. So.
Wait, so when did the second like viewer show up?
Oh, just now.
Just now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, so you get that sweet spot of a couple of years, and then you got to start making payments on the car, right? But you don't. The payments aren't equal to a car, or the repairs aren't equal to a car payment. Until they're more than a car payment, and then you got to say, okay, well, you're going to have one catastrophic failure a year. There we go. Hi, a longtime viewer, Barry Nicky. Thanks for joining. Barry Nicky was there from the beginning when we were doing this, semi-pro years ago.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah,
true.
that is true. Some people are better owners. Some people are better leasers. Depends on what you're. If you like never miss a maintenance schedule, maybe you're a better owner, and then you. But if you're good at like, you don't want to have the question of should I run this car into the ground or not? Let me just trade it in for the next one because I don't want to deal with it. Probably want to lease. If you own
for at least 7 years, so as long as you get past that 7-year itch, then you should own.
Well, no, you should own from the get-go. If you will own it for at least 7 years, you should purchase it. Yeah, so if you're going to have a car, right, and then you plan on owning it for at least 7 years, you should probably purchase it. But if you plan on only owning it for like 3 years and then trading it in, you should probably lease.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair.
Yeah.
So now I'm wondering, okay, let's branch out a little bit. Mm-hmm. So this also made me think about, so Barry Nicky, I don't know how long you were listening to this, but I was like talking about like how like over time like people's like sense of ownership has kind of like changed. Like if it feels like people don't care as much about owning. So like imagine, Abe, that you were a farmer.
Mm-hmm.
Would you lease a tractor? Or would you want to own your tractor?
I would want to own my tractor because I see some really, really old tractors out there on farms.
I'm imagining, I don't know how much a tractor costs, but like I'm imagining a tractor is like hella expensive,
Yeah. Yeah, if you're the type of pay off car and instantly want a new one, you should lease. That makes total sense. If you're a farmer, I would probably. I mean, you got to think about it, right? You got to think about the return on investment. Like okay, you're gonna lease, right? And it's gonna be less, or you're gonna have to pay financing on it, and it's gonna be more. But eventually, eventually you'll make repairs, and I guess the idea is, that's the other factor: depreciation, resale value, lifespan. With your maintenance, exactly. Maintenance. That's the first thing I think of when I think of a tractor. I think of like the oil and it's greasy, but then there's also the rust. How far away are you from the coast? How far away is this? Is this farm like 10 miles inland? Is this like a winery that's right near the coast?
Let's say you're in the heartland. You're in like Oklahoma or something.
Okay, so like there's no salt water around. Rust is like not as much of an issue.
Yeah, I mean,
there's no brackish marshes.
Brackish marshes, yeah.
Yeah, there's no brackish marshes.
But like if you're a farmer, you're always gonna need a tractor.
Yeah.
No, because I was thinking about like, like the move out west, like the
Hmm.
Oregon Trail and all that kind of stuff, and like people were like enticed by like cheap land, and then it's like I could work on the land and shit,
Hmm.
and like and
Wow,
they
I didn't know that. Today I learned.
today I learned your credit score has more of an impact on your total cost of ownership than whether you lease or buy.
Yeah, I didn't know that. That makes total sense though. Sorry to interrupt you. You were saying.
Yeah, no, so like people from like the East Coast and shit were just like, "Oh, I can head out west. I can like own my own land, work with my own hands on my own land." And then they were like in Oklahoma and stuff, and then it's like, "Do I know what the weather is? No. Do I do I know what insects are? Do I know I'll like it in Oklahoma? No." But then there's like these enterprising guys that are like, "Whoa, I
Mhm.
heard you're heading out west there, Abe. How about I, tell you about this new top of the line razzle dazzle tractor?" And
Yeah, because you're gonna get a farm, right? Because you get this cheap land, but you're gonna have to work it, and you're gonna need a tractor. Okay, I'm on board with you.
yeah, and it's like, for like $5 a month, because it's like the 1850s or
Hmm.
whatever.
Yeah.
Like, and so that's pretty expensive. For $5 a month, you can own your own tractor. But then like, if you like bought a tractor and you took out a tractor loan, then you're kind of stuck with that tractor. And what if you're just like, I don't like farming. This farming thing is for the birds. Like,
I don't know. I mean, you just moved out however many miles. It took you how long to get there? You
yeah,
know?
no, because they were so like at the time there was like what they called it like the Homestead Act,
Yeah.
and like
Y-
for like $10 they gave you like a tract of land that you got to own, provided you lived there and worked there for 5 years, like you were like a fucking indentured servant.
Then again, your options were like go in a coal mine or work in a factory. I guess if there was like factories at the time,
So I mean, so no, the
and
point was that
and
it
then you had
sounded
to
like a
work.
tract.
Yeah, you had to work for the man. Everybody was trying to like not work for the man.
I mean, I guess everybody's still trying not to work for the man, right?
Yeah. I mean, except for the people that have not worked for the man, and then like, I'd rather work for the man. I saw this interesting take on it where they were like, um, I like they were like, I tried to break out on my own, but now I outsource. Now I outsource all of that. I outsource the organization of that to like the manager, and then I outsource the marketing to the marketing person, and now I get to work on just the thing that I work on. You know.
So
But
wait, are they against the man, or are they
no,
like?
they're like for the man. They were. This is like a devil's advocate, like for the man type.
How's that for the man? Aren't they still the man?
No, they're not the man anymore. So what they did was they instead of breaking out on their own, they got a job at a company with a manager that
Oh,
kind of makes the tough decisions so they don't have to, and a marketing person that kind of markets the products that they make, and then they just make the thing that they made because all they want to do is make the thing. But when they were branching out on their own, they had to make the thing, they had to manage other people, and they had to do the marketing. you know so that was the kind of like the devil's advocate type thing where they were like, I tried that and now I want to work for the man. So I guess that there's a difference, but it's not the same now because now like we have like weekends and stuff like that, and this is like before unions gave us weekends.
that's true.
but I don't know when that happens. That was probably in like what the early 1800s, and you're talking like mid 1800s. Yeah, I think so.
All right, so now on the other side of ownership, like imagine
It would be late 1800s.
you were a bride to be, right?
Mm-hmm.
I know that's
Okay.
that shouldn't be very hard to imagine. You're a bride to be. So like, should you own a wedding dress?
um. Yeah. I'm. All right. Well. So.
Like it was made just for you at a specific moment in time for a magical moment. Should you buy, or if you had the option to either rent or lease a wedding dress, would that be better?
I don't know. There's a few opinions on that. One is like passing the wedding dress down. You know, that's one opinion. Then the other one is the practical one. Yeah,
So
there you
Barry,
go.
no, Barry, Nikki, you're not. You can't chime in yet because this is male to male. We're talking about wedding dresses.
The other one is yeah. The other one is the practical aspect because it's going to be like upwards of there's no upper limit, but yeah, you're never wearing it again. So um so I had to I didn't have to make the same decision, but I had to like I was reading a book or like reading a website, and they were like, all right, well, here are all the decisions you have to do to get married. One of them is, and it's coming to the men's thing. You're gonna, you got to do it. You got to get a tuxedo. Are you gonna rent one, or are you gonna rent a tuxedo, or you're gonna buy one? And then they were like, you're never gonna wear this. Yeah, exactly. 5,000.
Yeah, no, you could get like as opposed to like as opposed to seeing what you can get for
Yeah.
like a few $100 for a wedding dress,
Mm-hmm.
you could wear a Vera Wang. And plus also too like the hand me down wedding dress. I get like the hand me down wedding ring, right?
Yeah.
Like your great grandma or whatever, because there's not a lot of like finger size variants.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a lot of assumptions to passing down a wedding dress, right?
Well,
it's a lot of assumptions.
You're making a hard gamble over there, right? You're gambling that it's still going to be in style.
It's still going to be in style.
A child
your daughter,
child
have a daughter,
or child or grandchild, is going to be the same size as that person.
Yeah, that's a huge thing.
Yeah, so those two gamble well, those are the only two ones then, I guess. But yeah, it's a gamble, right? And then you're going to do that to save them a few hundred in a few in between 30 and 60 years, or or 20 and 40 years, whatever.
That's a fair analogy.
Yeah.
That is a very fair analogy. No, what made me think about this too is like sometimes I go through my closet and I see my cap and gown, and I have this shit hung up.
And you own that. You own your cap.
I know it's not the same price as a wedding dress, but like I own it, and I'm never like I want to feel like the day I graduated, just put it on or something. Like that never happens.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not like I'm not proud of the day I got, and it's not like I could pass it down. Because then there's even more assumptions.
Yeah.
It's like I saved this for you, son, daughter.
Well, they have to be the same size. Pass down, and it's got to be the right, school colors or something like that, And the requirement is probably going to be they got to buy a new one, to even like walk or something.
Yeah, like. I think I also have my high school cap and gown too. I don't know what I did with that one.
Yeah, my high school one was made out of polyester, so it was.
So was mine.
It was like
it didn't
even make sense to rent that because it was like the price of a rental. Would probably owning it and renting it would probably have the same price. But
No,
yeah, no,
but my point,
that
my
makes
point
perfect
is,
sense. I don't know how to.
it's literally taking up closet space as we speak.
This is the second time where I've tried to do this. I'm trying to like favorite this or like uh, you know, put a star,
Favorite.
a heart on it or a reaction. But that's like this quote over here. You know, that's like that's a top level quote over there. I don't think anybody's ever said that before either. Owning a wedding dress will be a thing of the past, like owning software. That's like a take on the wedding industrial complex.
Can you put that when you post this on YouTube? Can you just like put that like in like your little blurb?
Yeah, we should
Like this is your comment of the week. Owning a wedding dress would be a thing of the past, like owning software.
yeah. Yeah, we
So
should.
you
Yeah,
so there should be like a company then like speaking to that because she I think she's making like the analogy to like Office 365 or like Adobe has like well Adobe's subscription thing makes perfect sense. So all right, so let's get Abe canceled. So Abe, when did you first own Photoshop?
Hmm. When did I first own Photoshop? Um, I don't remember. It's been too long because I've used the GNU image manipulation program uh for for a very long time. They're gonna change the name to Glimpse.
Oh, they because did they regret their original naming convention?
Yeah, you can see it right there. I don't know if you're looking at the
Yeah, no,
stream right now.
I knew exactly what you were talking about.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, because this came out in the '90s too, right?
Uh,
Or was it early
Initial
2000s?
release date 1996.
Yeah,
Was it a DVD or a CD? Photoshop on DVD or CD.
like we all like back in the '90s, software all were a bunch of edge lords, especially if they were open source. You know, like you remember all the emulator names.
Oh, there we go. All right, so it's basically the same exact thing except the name has changed.
Yeah, because I guess they don't want to associate with the original name.
Hmm.
But you remember Nesticles?
Yes, I do.
Barry, Nikki, I don't know if you ever used like NES emulators on your computer at any point in time, but man, they used to just have like the worst software names, like names that you would be embarrassed. Like there was like one NES like emulator called Nesticles.
Yep, there you go, right there.
Nesticles, yeah. I forgot what the oh Genesis. Remember Genesis?
Nope.
Like everyone thought that shit was funny.
Yeah, the '90s. It was a time.
Oh yeah, Barry Nikki. I don't know if you probably missed this. Not mine. What's not yours?
I think this is something that we talked about a few minutes ago. because I think there's a delay on the Twitch stream.
Oh, okay. Yeah, probably.
I mean, maybe it's them. We didn't call it. You know, we didn't decide to
Yeah,
name the software this name.
we didn't nickname it. That's what they called it.
Yeah, we're just telling you what they called it.
And I can say this will paint to my level of maturity, but I never giggled about it.
Me either.
I didn't go full Karen and get like offended, but like I was like, all right,
Not funny.
yeah, sure, whatever.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Barry Nicky. So I was telling Abe about the Gladys Knight Patti LaBelle versus thing, and we were talking about, and that kind of like led us down this rabbit hole in the '90s, where like it wasn't so much like like back then you couldn't have a Zoom therapy session, so it almost felt like you called Dionne Warwick or Miss Cleo as like your and get like your psychic reading as like a form of therapy in the '90s. I don't actually know anybody who used it though. Do you? Abe,
No.
do you know?
No, I don't know anybody that called any of those numbers. They advertise them a lot, but
So somebody was calling. Well, I know Miss Cleo got like pinned for fraud or something, right? Didn't she go to jail?
I don't know. I think you told me that.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it was like that. It was like the Miss Cleo ads. It was or the Dionne Warwick Psychic Friends Network, or like Crazy Eddie's. Man, that dude's prices were so crazy.
No comment on that one.
Fine. Well, apparently it turned out his prices were too crazy.
Yep. There we go. Yeah, I heard. I remember that. There was a whole bunch of stores like that. Crazy Eddie, Nobody Beats the Wiz. You know, Circuit City. But I think he was the only one that went to jail over it. What have you seen Sergeant Bilko with
Hmm?
with Steve Martin?
No, I have not.
Okay, well, so in that movie, they do something very similar. They're trying to cook the books. So while they're taking inventory, they're moving it from one area and putting it into another area, so the items that they have get counted twice. I heard that's what that's part of the fraud that was about it. It was like they would go to one warehouse, they would count the inventory, and then they would physically move the product to another warehouse, so it would get counted a second time for some reason. I don't know why. But that's what I heard was happening. That was part of the whole conspiracy. I heard another thing where it was like they IPO'd because this is like what is this, the 90s, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so they IPO'd, and this is the start. Like this is right before the .com bubble, or it was like while it was growing, like the initial stages of this .com bubble growing. Right? It was an electronics company. So what they were doing was they were a very profitable business, but they weren't reporting all of that income. So they were taking a ton of it off the top. So then they started taking, after they went IPO, they started taking less and less of it off the top. So their growth rate went like skyrocketing through the roof because they were just taking less and less every like other week or every other month. So they kept reporting these like record profits.
So it was like a two-prong attack.
Yeah, something like that.
Fraud.
So they were a good business. Like they had good business sense supposedly, but but they had bad accounting practices. So that was the issue.
And I guess too, probably back then it took a while for like auditing to really like happen.
Oh yeah, that's true. Because they didn't have the internet. This is like
Didn't
pre.
didn't didn't do like take a vacation in Israel and never came back.
I don't know. One of them maybe. I'm pretty sure he went to jail though. I thought he
Oh
went to
no,
jail.
or maybe he did come back, or he got extradited.
Yeah.
Ah, good old fraud.
Yeah, it was in like New York or Manhattan or something like that.
I used to like the Wiz too, or not the Wiz. That. Well, yeah, no, actually, maybe it was the Wiz. I don't know if I've ever been to Crazy Eddie's.
Nope. I don't think I ever went there. I've been to Nobody Beats the Wiz, Circuit City,
I used to like Bradley's.
Comp USA. I never. I don't. I don't know if I got to. Was Bradley's a sporting goods store or was that a
Oh,
electronics?
Bradley's was like kind of like Sears, sort of,
So they
or
sold
like a
everything.
or like a Woolworths. I don't know if it was
You ever been
primarily
to? Have you ever been to Woolworths? I heard about it. I've never.
maybe when I was like in the because Woolworths was more south, right?
I have no idea. I've heard of the name. Don't know anything about it or where it was from.
But like Bradley's. Well, one of the cool things about like places like Kmart and stuff
Hmm.
is that if you didn't need to be current, they weren't current either. Like if you were looking for like an old ass video game, they would just sell it like shrink wrapped, brand new. Caldors, yeah, Caldors.
Caldors. I remember that.
Hell yeah, Caldors.
They went out of business. They went out of business like before places were going out of business.
Yeah, there's a Woolworth in Brooklyn.
Ah.
No, yeah, Caldors went out of business before it was cool to go out of business.
Yeah, exactly.
Uh, but like Bradley's, I
Hmm.
got. Well, I think I've showed it to you, right? I got me a Master System in like 1998, like a Sega Master System
Hmm.
with like a few games, and the shits were all brand new too.
That's pretty good.
I didn't even know about the Master System. I only knew about Nintendo and Genesis. Because I think by the time I actually got a Nintendo, the Genesis was out. Oh, so wait, was Woolworth was like
No. Caldor. You're saying? I think Barry Nicky's saying Caldor was a discount store that specialized in yarn.
so is it kind of like damn, what's that yarn store called?
Joann's Fabrics.
Yeah, Joann's Fabrics. Damn, I can't believe I forgot Joanne.
Joann's Fabrics is still around. It's still
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
arts and crafts. It's Joann's Fabrics, Michaels, and there's another one.
What isn't Joanne Fabrics like Hobby Lobby but less homophobic?
Hobby Lobby. No. They're yeah. I mean, they're only about the fabrics, and the arts and crafts. Just like Michaels is only about like the arts and crafts and stuff. And what is it? There's another one too. Um, Forgetting one.
Oh, Woolworth. That
Woolworth
makes
was a
that's what I'm saying.
discount
So I was
store.
right the first time
Oh,
because wool, motherfucker, wool.
I mean, it makes sense. I didn't know. The wool part of it meant
It
Woolworths.
has
I thought it was
worthy,
just the name,
it
like
has
Sears.
worthy wool, worthy wool.
Okay, well that makes perfect sense. Like we don't have stores nowadays. Like Target doesn't sell dartboards, or maybe they do, but they're only in like they don't really have a sporting goods section, and maybe it's like a toy dartboard. It's not that's not like their big things. Is hey, we have a whole wall of dartboards because we're Target. AC Moore, thank you. That's what I was trying to. That's what I was trying to say.
AC Moore. Okay,
Mhm.
so apparently, okay, couple of things. I just Wikipedia this shit. So yes,
All right,
Woolworth.
drop some wiki knowledge
All right, so
on.
Woolworth. The dude's name was Woolworth. His name was Frank Woolworth.
Makes sense. That's what I thought. That's what I was thinking.
And it was founded in Utica, New York. So it is a New York-based place.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So we're wrong on two accounts.
No, I'm still right. Abe, you know this by now. I am right even when I'm wrong. And Crazy Eddie was founded in Brooklyn in 1971.
Wow, it took him that many years to you know.
Apparently this dude was like a thief since day one. So Jerry Carroll apparently stole his like whole shtick from like this used car salesman.
Oh, this is Crazy Eddie now. We're on.
Yeah.
All right. So not Woolworth, but Woolworth. It makes sense that his name is Woolworth, and they also sell wool.
Yeah.
So now Crazy Eddie.
Yeah, Crazy Eddie, he stole his shtick from this dude named something Madman Munts.
Mm-hmm.
His used cars were so crazy. It's like, how am I making money with this? And it
Mm-hmm.
wasn't the deals weren't even that good. I don't know about Crazy Eddie, but
I mean, maybe he was able to cut costs by not paying taxes. I don't know what they ended up getting him with.
I could totally use a dartboard. I used to own a dartboard.
Like a regular one that
Yeah,
took
yeah,
regular
yeah. Like
darts.
yeah,
Not like
not like with the suction cups, like a
yeah, suction
dartboard
cup or
dart.
safety, right? So there's the safety dartboards with little plastic pieces, and then it fits
Yeah,
into one of those plastic things, and maybe it's electronic.
yeah. No, so you know how you get good at darts? Like you have a real dartboard, and your parents will scream at you if you put holes in the wall.
You got to put something behind it, right? So that it
No,
catches it like a.
no, it just got hung up. Yeah, and
Mhm.
it adds stakes to your darting.
I don't know. I don't know if I could do that.
You need stakes. So Barry, Nikki, what was your favorite department store that's no longer around? Was it Caldor's? Or was it just Caldor? See, Caldor sounds like it's like a fantasy town, right? It's like I'm looking for this ancient chainmail. Well, where you need to go is Caldor, the ancient land of Caldor.
Yeah, sounds like Mordor. That makes sense.
Hopefully, is it just? Oh, it's Caldor's. Yeah, it's Caldor's. Oh no, it's Caldor. All right, so apparently Caldor is not named after Mr. and Mrs. Caldor.
Was it named after Mordor, and then they were like, well, we can't call it Mordor because that's in Lord of the Rings, so we'll call it Caldor.
It was founded by Carl and Dorothy Bennett. Um, so their slogan was "Where shopping is always a pleasure." Oh, so okay, so Caldor was named after Carl and Dorothy. So it's a portmanteau of Carl and Dorothy Caldor.
Ah, yeah.
Their jewelry was so Caldor was up there for me. Their jewelry was so cheap around the holidays. Yeah, no, that's what drew Abe to Caldor as well, right?
For me, it was J.C. Penney. J.C. Penney had really not Calvin and Hodor. Calvin
Caldor.
and Hobbes.
Yeah,
Hodor.
so there would just be a greeter at the door like Caldor. Caldor. Or maybe that was Hodor's first name. Calvin. Calvin Hodor. I see you, Abe. You had like your jewelry game was on point. It was all from Caldor.
I didn't even know. I didn't even know that I was supposed to go there. I remember, hey, let's go to Caldor's, and then like the next, then 2 months later, hey, Caldor's is going out of business. We gotta go. We gotta go see if they have any, cheap stuff, and and go over there.
Yeah, no, like for me, when I was in like the Middlesex County, like when I was in like Central Jersey,
Hmm.
it was definitely Bradley's. There was like this spot, like when I was in South
Alex.
Jersey, there was this spot
Hmm.
called Gregory's.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, of course you did, because they owe. You probably owned it. Uh,
I heard about Alexander's. Yeah. I'm looking it up too now. Now you got me. Now you got me on the Wikipedia train. Also.
no, but I mostly shopped at the because military. I was a military brat adjacent, so like I shopped at the PX like all the time.
PX the.
Yeah, like the military like department store thing.
Oh.
No taxes, no sales tax because military. I don't know if you know anybody who served in the military, but they always like kind of like have like a specific like outfit style that they always wear. And it took me a long time to. I thought it was like more like a mentality leads to like your style type of thing, but I think it's probably more just like the PX just only sold certain types of clothes, and that was just like the military look.
I know a few guys, and one of them,
A few vets.
yeah, one of them dresses exactly like me. The other one, like wears fitted tees. I guess that's it. That's the only ones around our ages. I mean, my grandfather,
Well, okay, your grandfather doesn't count because that was back when like everybody was like in the military.
yeah. Can we shop where?
Yeah, Alexander's. If you're talking about the PX, then you just need somebody from the military to like sign
Ah,
you in.
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, no, because like my grandmother used
Oh,
to sign me
that makes sense. Yeah.
in. Yeah, and then they had like a supermarket and stuff too, the commissary. It took me like a really long time on a side note because I don't know if that's just like the term for like the supermarket there because I always called it the commissary. That I didn't realize like most people's understanding of the commissary is in prison. Like it's like the prison story.
Do you want anybody in active military? I don't.
No, oh no, no. You just need somebody who served. You have to go with them, and because like especially after like 9/11 and stuff, you have to be signed in. Because like at one point in time, you just needed to have like a military sticker.
Hmm.
So like no, so even if you were like a spouse of like the military, they'll let you in. So like I should yeah, no, that he probably because if he was like in McGuire Air Force Base, that was the one I went to.
Hmm.
Um, but like, so this is this is something that like I should not. Is she yelling Ray? Ray like that? Like but what was I saying? Oh. So I probably should not be saying this out loud, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it out loud anyways.
Hmm.
So when my grandma was stationed, well she was living in Japan, but she like married my grandfather, so she was like stationed in Japan, right?
Hmm.
Um, like American liquor was like super expensive in Japan, like American whiskey, like Jack
Hmm.
Daniels
Yeah.
or whatever was going on at the time.
Hmm.
But like on military bases and like the commissary and like the PX and stuff, like it was technically America, so like um you just paid American prices for that stuff. And so like my grandma used to buy like a shit ton of whiskey and sell it to like Japanese people in the nearby neighborhood.
Statute of limitations protects, her. Well,
And,
you.
my grandma passed anyway,
Yeah.
so it's not like she can go to jail. But like
You don't have to worry about sharing it then.
that was some hustler type shit right there.
Well, I mean,
I'm not even gonna front. I probably would have done the exact same thing if I had the opportunity to, right? Oh, so is Jack Daniels the champagne of whiskey?
yeah. There's a few things like that.
Well, I know. There's like with whiskey, there's like this whole like EY and Y like denomination because I believe Y
Mhm.
is relegated to the UK. Like Scotch is only from Scotland,
Yeah.
but whiskey is only from the UK. And then EY is like any other whiskey, I think. Or it might be the other way around.
What else we got?
And,
Bourbon.
and bourbon is specifically from the South. Bourbon and rye. Well, rye is it has mostly rye in it.
Well, I mean, rye is it could mean anything. Rye could be rye is a grain.
Yeah, there's like EU regulations on. Yeah, no, I was right. So whiskey with a Y. Oh wait, no. Okay, so apparently Canadian whiskey is just Y, and Scotch is Y, but then Irish is EY, and American is EY, like bourbon and rye.
Mhm.
But there's like arbitrary ass rules. Wait, so Barry and Nikki, do you want the stones, or do you want like actual like a fancy ice cube tray?
There you go.
Yeah, like that, like that.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, so are we doing the whiskey bet? Since this is live and you can't like.
I will answer that after we go offline. Yeah, molds. Molds are pretty fun. I 3D
Yeah,
printed. I tried to 3D print some, but you have to like wrap it in plastic and then get it out. Yeah, exactly. I
yeah, I know there's
I
the
had a
ones
bottle right over
where
here,
you can
but
make like a snowball size ice cube, right?
yeah, yeah, just a giant ball of ice, and supposedly those chill your whiskey down better because the only thing that you get the cold throughout the entire thing, but the only thing that melts is the surface area. Whereas if you have like three cubes in there, You get more surface area, so you get more water, supposedly.
So
But
you get so it's you should only get like a splash worth of water, right?
yeah, but then again, sometimes the water, brings out the flavors also, they say. So
Yeah.
you want to uh what they really recommend is that you use like high quality bottled spring water to like put it in an ice cube tray.
So this is I believe this is a Quincy Jones trick. So
Hmm.
Quincy Jones, what he would do is like fill up an ice cube tray with like a juice.
Hmm.
So like, whatever, like pineapple juice or orange juice if you're like making a screwdriver.
Yeah.
And so you make ice cubes of juice, and then so like when they start melting, then you just have a mixed drink.
Hmm.
So I guess you can like have like ice cubes full of lemonade, and then you just have a instant whiskey sour. It's like it's like first it's like scotch on the rocks, and then all of a sudden it's a whiskey sour towards the end. Damn, it looked like that delay made it look like I was headbanging. So are you voting by mail, or are you like gonna vote in person?
In New Jersey, they're sending us everyone
Yeah,
a ballot.
that's what they said, but I still haven't got my ballot yet.
Yeah, me either. They said that they're coming. I got one for the other thing. I sent it back. I don't know what happened. What ended up happening.
So who are you voting for, Ron Paul?
Gonna decline to say that.
Ron Paul. Ron Paul
second
forever.
second decline.
Ron Paul forever.
No, you're supposed to right. You're supposed to like that's why like you get the privacy of the whole thing and everything.
Well, that's why I also didn't ask you like a real candidate.
Oh, I mean, you could write in whoever you want, probably.
Yeah, no, nobody's stopping you from writing in anybody, but like, I get it. You don't want to out yourself as a Kanye West voter. Oh, wait.
Yeah,
Today's Tuesday, right?
yeah. Today is Tuesday.
Did I miss the debates? I think I might have missed the debates.
When were they? Yesterday?
No, like today.
Oh man,
I actually kind of wanted to watch that.
I don't know. Now I gotta check.
That seems like a fun time for the whole family. Completely forgot about it. Wait, who? We got a third person.
Yeah.
Who's a who's
So let's see.
electrical longboard?
Uh, no idea. So there's you, Barry Nicky, and then somebody else.
Is it electrical longboard? I always wondered if there's. Oh no, never mind. They left.
Oh, okay.
I guess because we called them out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm shy.
Yeah, now they're mentioning my name. They're gonna want me to talk. Out of here. No, it's all good. I mean, some people just want to watch.
I mean, I'm not judging you.
I mean,
If all you want to do is watch, then
you could even put this up on a TV, and just kind of kick back. I guess that's the difference,
kick back, relax.
Yeah, exactly. Way to scare them off.
Just kick it.
Sorry.
See, you should have. Yeah, Abe, you should have probably said that first, and then you should have started singing like that escape song.
Escape song?
Yeah, just kick it. You don't know that song?
No.
Or I think the song might just be "Kick It." You don't know that song?
Nope.
It has Tiny in it. You know, like T.I.'s like wife.
Nope.
There you go.
I'd have to mute it to see it. Hang on. I think I could play it on over here. Oh no, I'd have to log in over there. Let's see. How do I do that? I'll. Alright, maybe I could copy the link, load it into a different tab, and then play it later. Yeah, there we go. All right, that's what I could do. I was thinking about it.
Or maybe I should have saved my Boys to Men impersonation for now. So I'm not going to do it again. So I'm just going to rely on Abe to kind of describe it. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate my Boys to Men impersonation?
I would say that it was a 10 as far as I thought I was listening to Boys to Men.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, you nailed it perfectly. For everybody else, you just have to take my word for it.
10 out of 10.
Yeah, getting close to mine too. Olympics.
So it's on the record. Good night, Barry and Nikki.
Good night. Thanks for hanging out.
So, do you have any plans for the next level?
Yeah. For the next level, there's going to be an evil green raindrop, kind of like acid rain, and it's kind of going to chase you around like Pac-Man.
And then you should have a cloud boss.
So that's that one. And then stage 3, there's going to be huge droplets to dodge, and because then those huge droplets could actually suck you up. Because right now you're bigger than everything else. The other one, it's going to be like a regular, it's going to be similar, very similar to this level, but you're going to get sucked up, and then there's going to be mountains in the distance. Now, for stage 2 and stage 3, if we don't have enough space in here, supposedly there's a way to pull in an entirely another cart into this one, so you can kind of ship them as 2 carts. You don't have to just put it into this. You do get a loading screen as you load up the second cart, but and I think you have to I don't know what you get to replace. Like, I don't know if you can use functions that you've defined in this one in the other one, but supposedly you get like you can have up to 10 carts, so you could have like 10 times the size of this one game.
I mean, but actually, the loading screen might actually be a little charming.
It's a standard loading screen. There's no like loading that you design. It's a standard built-in loading screen. But I think there's going to be there's going to be plenty of space for it because after it ends, it's the entire screen is going to cut to black. It's going to show you what your score is because that's going to be based on how much, how large your droplet was when it hit the ground. That's your score, and then that score is going to get saved, or I guess passed to the next one. And then while that's happening, it could like load or something.
Fair enough.
I think that's the plan. Supposedly that's how it's done. Although we might have space for this because we're going to be able to reuse a lot of the stuff. We just need basically one character and some more functions. And as far as code, we're only at 3600, so we might actually be able to fit in stage 2 and stage 3.
So your goal is you're doing it Donkey Kong style. You're only having 3 stages.
I mean,
You're not trying to go the full 8.
We might run out by that at that point. We might run out of room. Yeah, some of the stuff that you think is not going to be that much it takes a lot of code space. So we might run out of space.
I'm trying to think of like.
And then that's the first thing. Second thing is there's only so much you could do with this game.
Yeah, no, because I was trying to think of like the original Mario Brothers.
Mm-hmm.
I guess basically there was only 3 environments, right?
Castle.
Oh, 4 environments.
Castle. No, there was
castle, water, underground, and overworld, right?
There you go. Yeah.
And then they just did like day and night cycles, but it was basically the same stage.
Mm-hmm.
In the same tile sets or whatever.
Yeah. All right, so we got this one. If background height is oh man.
So since you've been doing this, I've been like playing like a So that I told you I got a Switch, right?
Yeah.
So and I also got I got this game called Tetris 99, which is pretty fun. I don't know if you've heard of it.
No, I don't think so.
It's kind of cool. So like they what they do is like you play a game of Tetris, but you play a game of Tetris against 99 other people, and every time you get, I think, I don't know, I don't know if you have to get a Tetris or if you just get more than just like one line. You throw garbage blocks at everybody, and it's like a battle royale. It's Tetris battle royale.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a last man standing type deal. So like a bunch of people just start just like dropping garbage blocks on you until it's unmanageable. That game would be we would totally kill if they had like a panel de pawn or like Tetris Attack style version of that.
Oh yeah,
that would be so good. But anyways, the reason I bring it up is because they if you buy like the physical copy of it, they give you like a year of Nintendo Online, and so instead of like WiiWare, they give you access to like Nintendo and Super Nintendo games. And so since you've been playing or maybe making this game, like I've been playing a lot of like 8 and 16-bit games.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, actually, too, like on a side note, they have this coming out soon because it's like the 35th anniversary of Mario. So they have a game called Mario 35. And so like in that,
Mhm.
it's like a race to it's like last man standing or first to beat the game.
Mhm.
And like every time you kill an enemy, the enemy gets added to your stage or to your opponent's stage.
Oh man.
And so it just gets insane.
Mhm.
And it's last man standing or first to beat, you know. I don't know if you can use the warp zones or whatever, but I digress.
Mhm.
That's coming out soon. They also made, and I'm really tempted to buy it. They made a Super Mario 3D All Stars collection. So you remember Mario All Stars for Super Nintendo? But it was just like a remake of like the first three Mario's plus the
Yeah.
Lost.
Plus the lost level. Mhm.
Well, they made a collection of like the 3D Mario. So they have like Mario 64 to Mario Galaxy. So Mario 64, Mario Sunshine, Mario Galaxy.
Oh, the 3D Mario remix.
Yeah. You're one of those guys. You're a Mario guy, huh?
What do you mean?
You don't say Mario. You say Mario?
Mario, Mario, Mario.
Mario. Well, I mean, I guess technically it's Japanese. But anyway, so like I have I'm on the collection I got like a few like shmups. Got
Mhm.
Twinbee.
Oh yes.
Good old Twinbee.
Mhm.
They have Panel de Pon. They don't have Tetris Attack, which doesn't make any sense to me. I don't actually really understand why it's just Panel de Pon. It's not like they have rights issues.
Mhm.
Oh, it's like Nintendo can't get the rights to Yoshi. I don't like,
Yeah.
but for whatever reason, it's the original untranslated Panel de Pon, and you know it's a puzzle game, so it's not like you need it to be translated.
Mhm.
But like I was playing, and they have also too like Star Fox 2. I don't know if you remember that they were gonna make a Star Fox 2, but it was so late in the Super Nintendo cycle that they just never released it, even though it was finished.
No. I think
And
I
so
heard something, but I've never seen it. Yeah, I've heard of it,
yeah,
but I've never
yeah,
seen it.
yeah. So they basically just like made a remake of that, I think, and that was Star Fox 64. But I was playing Super Punch Out,
Mhm.
and I still got it, man.
Uh,
I was watching some YouTube videos on
from
Super
the
Punch.
is that Super Nintendo or is that original?
Super Nintendo. I mean, they for the Nintendo. They have a Punch Out featuring Mr. Dream, so it's not
Mhm.
Mike Tyson, obviously.
Yeah, I don't think I had the uh I don't think I played the Super Punch Out. I think I just played the original Punch Out.
You ever play Super Punch Out?
I don't think so.
Oh, dude, you gotta. It's if you're like being like a stickler, it's easier in general
Okay,
than
that's good.
well, because there's no
Because I
like
remember it was like
there's no like ridiculously cheap shit like you know how Mike Tyson can knock you down in one punch.
mhm.
There's nothing like that, but like it's fun. I'm also pretty convinced that my brother has like the world record for one of the characters in Super Punch Out. He was like 10, and he just
Mhm.
like wrecked Piston Hurricane. I believe it was like 5 seconds, and I don't remember the number. I don't remember like the entire breakdown, but it was like 5 seconds.
Ah.
I don't know. I can't match it. It's kind of like insane, but it's good. It's still charmingly racist. It animates better. It's did you ever play or see like the original Punch Out for the arcade?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, it was like green wireframes, and it's like body blow, body blow,
No,
jab.
then no.
So the perspective is more like that. Like you
Oh, you
don't.
mean you're looking through the person? Like
No,
it's like really
no. It's
super close?
you're kind of not looking through. I mean, I think it's like translucent. But you don't. It's not like in the original Punch Out where you saw like the little Mac's whole body,
Yeah, yeah.
and
You saw
he's literally leaping off the ground to hit those guys in their chin.
yeah, like right over here,
No,
like that.
it's from like it's like kind of like a little bit lower than shoulder down. So
Mhm.
it's from the perspective of behind you down to like say like the middle of your back.
Oh yeah, then I have seen that one. Yes.
Yeah. So like, imagine if I just like turned around. It's like that perspective.
Hmm.
But yeah, I beat that. I beat that game. It
Awesome.
it took me a couple of days because the game's not very long.
Hmm.
But I was trying to get some records. One of the cool things though too is like it's kind of like an emulator, so you can like rewind. So if you like mess up, you can just like rewind back.
Yeah, I tried that in the Mega Man Legacy Collection, and now it's awesome.
Is that a sign of laziness, or we're just being efficient with our time because we don't want to start over?
Yeah, probably. I would say that. Well, I'd say a little bit of both. On the one hand, on the other hand, there's like a lot of Mega Man games I would have to get through to play the entire collection. So, you know.
I wasn't like cheating. But if I mess something up, I would just as opposed to like exiting and going and starting the level over or whatever.
Hmm.
I would just go back to the beginning of the fight. In the interest of time, you know.
Hmm.
Um, I'm trying to think of if there had any other shmups. But the point is I've been getting into like this very like 8-bit like slash 16-bit mindset because like your game is what, like let's say like 12-bit.
I thought it was 8-bit.
It's more than 8-bit. There's some.
What does 8 bits refer to? RAM?
No, I think it's a.
Color?
I think it's a CPU.
Oh, the CPU. Then.
No, because like So okay, so like for instance,
Well,
like
the CPU might only process 8 bits at a time, but the speed, like the megahertz on the thing, is like, you know, we're at
okay, so like for instance, like
we're at
very
very high
like
megahertz.
Genesis was a 16-bit system, but it had way less colors. It didn't have 256 colors like the SNES had.
Hmm.
And also, I think for the Genesis, it was more of a dual core 8-bit processor.
Hmm.
So it was like two 8-bit processors, where like I think Super Nintendo was a true 16-bit processor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, so the bit is for the processor. I mean we reached a point in video game history that like we don't even think about bits. Because are we at a gigabit yet, or are we still in the 256 512 range? Or no, actually no. I think we might have just topped off at 64, and we just have more cores, right? Is that what it is?
Yeah, you're right. You're 100% right on that. It's 64-bit. We have 64-bit operating systems, and the CPU
So
processes
yeah, it's mostly clock speed and number of cores, right?
yeah, 64 bits per time. So the pico-8 might be 8 bits, but then the clock speed is just super high.
No, because like there, like some of this stuff that you're doing cannot be reproduced on an NES. In all
So,
seriousness,
but some of the stuff the NES does better. It's got a larger screen, it's got more pixels, and it does more colors.
but it flickers when it slows down.
Yeah, where this one is less prone to flickering because because the clock speed is higher. Yeah,
You were like a Genesis guy, right?
yeah, it was.
What did you like about the Genesis over over the Super Nintendo, or was it more like tribalism?
I
And
don't know.
you just happened to own a Genesis, and so thus it was the best system.
Um, I had to make a choice, right? We couldn't get both.
Well, no, of course, no.
So we had the original NES.
You weren't Richie Rich,
Yeah.
spoiled silver spoon in your mouth type.
Yeah, so we had the original NES. We had to make a choice. So the choice was Super Nintendo or Sega Genesis. When I was
And what made
dead
you?
broke,
What was the killer
I
app,
couldn't picture this.
or what made you decide on the Genesis?
Um, because I had the Nintendo last time. The Super Nintendo was just a redo of all the stuff that we just did.
Oh, so you had like Nintendo exclusive fatigue.
Yeah. So we went with Nintendo. And then, yeah, so then we went with Genesis, and then the next run through was N64
Oh, so
because it was
you just kind of alternated.
yeah, and
But
that
what?
was
Okay,
the
all right. So let's I mean, we got like I guess five. I take it you're planning
oh
on
yeah,
cutting out. You're planning on cutting out at midnight.
yeah.
All right. So really quickly, let's do a versus battle SNE because for context, this guy right here sent me like a Twitter link a long time ago that was saying that the Genesis outsold the Super Nintendo. Is that what it said?
Something like that.
I call complete bullshit on that.
Hmm.
But let's do a versus battle. So I'm gonna say a killer app for the Super Nintendo because I was a Super Nintendo guy, and I still even and I feel like I'm being objective by saying this the Super Nintendo and I got a Genesis later and I like there's a lot of games for the Genesis that I liked. Like for instance, like the Genesis seemed to be better with arcade ports than the
Mm.
Super Nintendo for the most part. But gun to head, I have to say for the 16-bit era, the Super Nintendo was the superior system. And unfortunately, we don't have a third person that's going to stick up for the TurboGrafx 16. And neither of us owned a TurboGrafx 16. Is that right?
Yeah.
So, so basically, what we're saying is we could objectively say that the TurboGrafx 16 was trash.
Well, I mean, there's nobody to defend it. There's nobody, around to defend
Yeah,
it. So
no,
we can't.
come on. Sonic the Hedgehog, Mario World, and Bonk, right? Are you really going to choose Bonk? You are not. All right. Well, anyways, okay. So we got the Mario and Sonic. So Mario World and Sonic out of the way. That's low hanging fruit. So all right, killer app. You go first, and I'm gonna try to match it.
Oh, in Genesis,
Yeah.
I don't know. The Sonic series is pretty good.
No, pick. Well, we already talked about Sonic. Okay, so pick a Sonic. What's the best Sonic?
Oh,
You're only allowed to mention one Sonic.
I don't know.
One, two, or three, or Sonic and Knuckles.
Uh, I don't know. Because, like, what was it? It was 1, 2, 3, Sonic and Knuckles, and then Sonic and Knuckles, like, flipped up, and then you could put 3 inside of Sonic and Knuckles.
Yeah. So
I don't know.
Sophie's Choice, except with 4 children.
Uh, and then, Street Fighter, what was it?
Oh, it's like wait,
Street Fighter 2 Special Champion Edition.
I will Street Fighter. Then fine, Street Fighter, Mortal. Okay, actually, I won't do another Street Fighter 2 because I think Street Fighter 2 Hyper Fighting was better than Champion Edition.
Okay.
But Mortal Kombat 2 for Super Nintendo was the superior arcade fighting game port.
Yeah, it was. I would say I would agree with that.
All right, next.
Battletoads, Vector Man. There's probably some X-Men game in there. I don't know. I rented a lot of games. I'd have to go through and
I
like.
I thought you were gonna try to pick some fighting words ones like Aladdin or something or Earthworm Jim. Because like Aladdin for Genesis and Super Nintendo were different games.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think the Aladdin for Genesis was made by Virgin, and like the Super Nintendo one was made by Capcom.
Ah. And
All
one
right.
was superior to the other?
I think the general consensus is the Genesis one is better. It definitely animated better, and it looked closer to the cartoon.
Wow.
All right, fine. I'll pick a game then. I'm gonna try not to pick a low hanging fruit one. How about Chrono Trigger? Give me your equivalent RPG. Your
I
killer
didn't,
R.
I didn't play any.
You didn't play any RPGs?
Nope.
Ah, damn it. Fine. Okay. All right. Let's do our wheelhouse then. Uh, R Type 3 Shmup.
I only recently got into shmups.
All
Like,
right, fine. Oh, fine.
after.
How about Contra 3?
Never played it on the Genesis.
Did you play Gunstar Heroes? I thought you were gonna say Gunstar Heroes.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I remember
That would've
Gunstar
been-
Heroes.
all right. So what game's better, Gunstar Heroes or Contra 3?
I don't think I remember Gunstar Heroes. I don't think I ever played it, though.
God damn it. What were you playing? Fine. Name another game. What were you playing?
I don't remember. It's been a while, you know?
All right, fine. Let's do more recent. This wasn't as fun as I wanted. So you got an N64, right?
Hmm.
All right. So I'm going to. I actually got a Saturn. I got an N64 as well, but I got a Saturn first. So
Hmm.
let's do versus N64 versus Saturn. Because I mean, I think the PlayStation would probably be easy to like um, overwhelm because like just the PlayStation just had way more games. But I think Saturn and N64 had equivalent amount of games, right?
Yeah.
All right, so go ahead. Name a killer app.
N64. The one thing that blew me away about the N64 was Star Fox 64.
That's a
That
good
just
one.
I saw that and I was just like,
That's a good one. I like Star Fox
it
64.
was like that. The controls, the rumble feature. It was like, wow, that's like that blew me away. I was like, this is it's like I'm living in the future over here.
All right, so I will take your and this might have been Dreamcast.
Oh,
Um
the
uh
Panzer Dragoon. That
yeah,
was
okay,
I
yeah,
thought that was
yeah, yeah,
Saturn.
yeah. Yeah, Panzer Dragoon Saga. I
Hmm.
don't know if you probably didn't play because they literally made 10,000 copies or well any of the Panzer Dragoon games.
Hmm.
So what say you? What say you? Like, yeah, I think Panzer Dragoon is like. Did you ever play any of the Panzer Dragoon games?
Um, I think you let me play for like a few minutes, but that was it. You're like, give me that controller back, and that was like, in your apartment or something.
I actually, as much as I liked Star Fox 64, gun to head, I would probably say that Panzer Dragoon was better. Mainly because, as good as Star Fox 64 was, that stupid tank level was annoying.
You had to fly as the tank, though. You had to press the left and right buttons to kind of hover.
The tank was the worst. All right, next. Killer app.
N64,
Yeah, there's
Smash
an
Brothers,
easy.
Smash
Smash Bros.
Brothers.
All right, all right. Uh, X-Men versus Street Fighter. I
Yeah.
mean, you needed like the cart and all that kind of stuff, but X-Men versus Street Fighter. No, no, actually no. I'll make it easier. Street Fighter Alpha 3. I think 3 came out for Saturn. I could be wrong, or it might have just been 2, but it might have been 2. And I think 3 might have came out for Genesis. I mean for PlayStation. All right, you if you standing by. No, Street Fighter Alpha 3. Yeah, Street Fighter Alpha 3 did come out for So what say you? Street Fighter Alpha 3 or Smash Brothers?
Smash Brothers. I don't know.
Okay. No, that's a fair
It was
that's a fair opinion. It's probably the most original fighting game in recent memory.
Yeah, I mean, it was original at the time. It was an original fighting game. Like we didn't have anything.
It stood the test of time, and
Mhm.
it was like one of those risk reward type things because like it would be really easy to figure that like Nintendo has no business making a fighting game.
Yeah.
And of course, Nintendo went Nintendo and decided that we're going to make a fighting game our way, and it's going to be a fighting game like no other fighting game.
Mm-hmm. And it worked.
Yeah.
And there, and it was such a close classic fighting game. It was like you had the frame by frame like animations that people broke down.
Yeah,
and
to this day, there's nothing like it.
Yeah. There's still
Street Fighter clones is a dime a dozen, so that's fair.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Street Fighter clones they got the parrying thing where you had to be like frame on frame, but like with Smash Brothers, yeah, you could like play it, or you could like get really detailed into like okay, if he attacks at this thing and then you block at this level, then you catch it.
I'm gonna change my answer. So then Street Fighter versus X-Men, where we'll go because they didn't have Marvel versus Capcom. But I don't think they have Marvel.
I gotta go sit now.
Are you sticking with Smash Brothers?
I can't. You can't bring it down to like just one. Game.
So do you want the crossover? So which is the better crossover game? Yeah, Street Fighter versus X-Men would be.
Mm-hmm.
So gun to head. Before you go, gun ahead. Which crossover is better?
I don't know. They're both good.
They are both good. That's part of this experiment.
Marvel versus X-Men. I don't think I played that one.
You didn't play Street? No, it was Street. It was the very first. It was Street Fighter versus X-Men.
Street Fighter versus X-Men. I only played Children of the Atom in arcades.
Yeah. So imagine Children of the Atom characters plus Street Fighter characters.
Yeah, and if it didn't come out in the arcades, I didn't play that.
It did come. Street Fighter versus X-Men was in arcades. I don't know if you went to Fuddruckers on Route 1 back when it still existed. They had it.
No.
But basically, just picture like Marvel versus Capcom with less stuff.
Yeah.
So pick one.
I don't know. Wait, which one was it? Capcom versus X-Men?
It's Street Fighter. It's Street Fighter versus X-Men.
Street Fighter versus X-Men, and what was the other choice?
Smash Brothers.
Oh, oh man, I don't know because I really I don't like the street. I think that Smash Brothers is more innovative. Like, there's nothing else like it. At the time there was nothing else like it yet. But then again, I really like the Street Fighter play style. I liked the X-Men Children of the Atom play style. I like that type of fighting game better than Smash Brothers.
Ooh, so 2 for Saturn. It sounded like you're leaning that way. Mm-hmm. All right. Actually, last one. This one should be easy. You just pick the one that I cannot compete with at all.
Mm-hmm.
There's like one genre of N64 game that the Saturn cannot compete with at all.
Yeah.
Say it.
Say the one genre of game that the Saturn can't compete with at all.
Yeah.
To the N64.
Yeah.
The party games.
Yeah. I mean, the one I was thinking is a party game.
Which one?
Oh, no, you have to say. Okay, fine. Name a game.
Name a game. Oh, GoldenEye.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah, GoldenEye is like the killer app, like above all other killer apps, according to you, even too. I have a copy downstairs.
So now I'm going to give you Doom. Actually, no. Maybe was Quake on Saturn? Quake might have been on Saturn.
Yeah, you can't do Doom because Doom has been ported like literally everywhere. Like, okay, we got
Doom. Fine, Quake. There's not that many first-person shooters on the Saturn.
Yeah, Quake. It's gonna be GoldenEye. GoldenEye is gonna win it.
Yeah. No, I gave you a gimme.
Yeah. All right.
That's why I didn't want to directly tell you because it was such a gimme.
I'll talk to you in a little bit.
All right, man.
All right. Night.
Later.